Hello everyone. So I just wanted to come online and kind of reiterate kind of what my channel is. My channel is a gaming channel, and for Halloween around this time of year it will be like a costume oriented channel. So like where you can get good costumes in Sacramento, kind of the best places. Granted, they may be a little pricey, but they'll kind of be your guide to creating some amazing and wonderful costumes. So right now I'm driving hands-free, and I just wanted to really thank all of my subs, and truly this is a heartfelt thank you. 120, and I didn't think I'd make it this far. Honestly, I didn't think I'd have 120 people following me on YouTube. So a huge thank you to you. You're the reason I'm here. The reason why I make videos is because of subscribers like you, and it is tremendously humbling to finally kind of make my mark. And yes, my camera will move, so I do apologize. But those friends that I have that are cosplayers, I know Mr. Cosplay, good friend of mine, a person on Instagram by the name of Kurochat Cosplay, go check them out, they're amazing. A person on Instagram named Maximum Sandwich, go check them out, they're amazing as well. Just so many different people. And then just some people that are just so humbling. I have I've talked with Mermaid Reina, I've talked with Christian, I've talked with, I really wanted to, talk with Hannah, but of course she's busy, so I'm not going to bother her. But still, in all due respect, I really appreciate those that are really pushing me on. You guys are just, I love, sorry, cut off, but I love recording for you guys. I love doing daily vlogs with you guys, and I'll start to do those more as time goes on. I'll do some makeup tutorials, I'll do some just some stuff that I'm playing with, kind of show you guys kind of what I'm doing. So just kind of keeping you guys updated on my life, because I know that some of you really are interested in that, and some of you may not be. And that's why I'm also a gaming channel. And I'm not just a gaming channel, but I'm a mermaiding channel, so I am a professional mermaid. I really want to thank every single one of you. And to those people who, really who want to be a part of it, just click on the subscribe button down below. And just, see what I have, see what videos you like, what you don't. So, those videos that you guys add likes to, they just let me know what you guys like, what you guys don't like, what you guys are interested in, what you're not. So just kind of, if you like a certain video, leave a like. If you don't, then, don't. I am okay with either or. But I'm just going to kind of ramble as I'm driving, so it just gives me something to do. I'm going to kind of divulge what made me want to start YouTube. So I was in my freshman year, sophomore year of high school. And now I'm not going to go into the cliche that I was bullied and all that, no, because I wasn't. Actually, high school was a very pleasant experience for me, but elementary school was a different story. elementary school, I had no friends. I had, you know, it was hard. It was a very, very hard thing for me. I was bullied to the near point of suicide. You know, kids would make fun of me, you know, and, you know, two girls were like, you know, trying to tease me into doing things and that were absolutely ridiculous. But, you know, it's kind of like a different thing, you know. Oh, I have a viewer. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. So, anyway, so I'm just going to kind of continue from where I was. So I was alone. Yep, field trip. Total field trip. So, well, again, I wasn't the most popular kid in school. I wasn't the A+ kid. I wasn't, now in English I was. I love English. English is like my specialty. But I'm really poor in math. I do not like math. I hate math. And so, so I decided to try and find a career that, you know, you really don't have to use math. Well, it is impossible to find, you know, because you do have to use your basic math skills, but it's not entire, you know, thank you, I'm not alone. Of course, you know, it's what it is with that. So, anyway, so what happened was I decided to step up my game. You know, I had to think of something. So, when I was younger, I didn't really know anything about mermaiding. I didn't even know it was a career because it really wasn't popular yet. So, you know, I just kind of, I didn't fiddle with the idea of doing it, but I just, I fell in love with it, and I knew it could never possibly happen, but it has, and I'm truly grateful for it. But I sat there wondering, you know, is this it? You know, and come to find out, you know, I learned more from that and the people around me than anything else. Right now, I am actually a behavioral interventionist for Intercare, and I love what I do. And what that is basically I teach autistic children everyday skills. So how to communicate with people, how to respond to certain things instead of screaming or yelling no, or, you know, just other things like that. You know, it makes me feel good that, you know, so okay, so the kiddo right now that I'm doing, or that I'm working with, I teach them sign language while they're on the toilet. It's kind of, we're teaching them toilet training. But we are encouraging him to speak. I just want him to recognize sign language when he sees it. So, you know, I know the simple signs: mom, dad, turtle, dog, cat, forgot fish, but in time, you know, I'll relearn my sign language and, you know, work with him. But we do the ABC song, so he's got ABC down really good, but he signs S instead of A, and it's adorable. So, you know, it's a different field for me. But of course, I had to get to different fields to get there. I had to jump through several hoops. First, my first job, my very first, was at KFC. And I worked at KFC for 2 years. Hated it. Hated every day. Because the thing is my manager thought me incompetent. My manager didn't really have faith in me as an employee. So what I decided to do before he did it is that before he could fire me, I quit. I decided to keep looking, keep looking for a career. And it took a while, it took 2 years. No, don't be sorry. My manager was an asshole. Pardon my language. My manager was a jerk. My manager was very sexist, meaning that, he made an inappropriate comment to me, and because I'm an adult, and it wasn't cool. When you eventually learn when things are not okay, I'm not going to deal with this, so I quit. And I wasn't sorry for it either, because I only worked 1 day a week, and it was only for like 4 to 5 hours. It was horrible hours. So, because I went from like 3 hours, or I went from like 4 hours every, I did work for 3 days. I don't know if he did it to the other employees. I have no idea. I just know that he did it to me, and that was not cool. Now he's no longer working at the KFC, which I'm happy to say, but I don't know what happened to him. So, anyway, so after KFC, I went to Pegatron. Now, Pegatron is different because it basically is a subsidiary of Apple Computers. And what Pegatron does is Pegatron makes the phones go. We don't make the phones look pretty. Apple makes the phones look pretty. And we just put stuff in it to make it go. So I worked there as an IQT, which was an image quality tester. And what that meant is that I looked at every phone, looked at everything, and would write down codes as to what was wrong. So, any codes that, there was a code for the earphone jack, there was a code for screen not working, there was a code for the touch calibration being off, because that way, you can actually touch your phone and, interact with it. There was a code for the Wi-Fi, there was a code for, and the slip that we wrote on actually had the customer's complaint. And so, anyway, so after Pegatron, I was sadly let go because I had issues with my manager there. My manager kind of told me, other things that were not appropriate for work. He was interesting. He was an interesting guy, and I look up to him because he was so much fun. But there were times when he told me that it was okay to do things when in reality it was not okay. So listen to your hiring staff. Good advice. Do not listen to, you can listen to your manager, but if it's a different manager and they tell you different things than what the manual says, question it. Question it. So I was let go from Pegatron because, my time was up. But at the same time, I was just kind of, I was looking over my shoulder because I was afraid I was going to be fired again. So, and I earned really good money. I was working night shift from like 7 in the evening to 4 in the morning, and it was hard. It wasn't easy, but it was an assembly line job, and I got really good money for that. So I couldn't complain. So after Pegatron, what happened is I found another thing I can do, which was I loved working with kids, and I still do, because I'd help out. When I was younger, I went to the special ed classrooms, and this was like when I was 11, 12, and I'd go help out the teachers if they needed any help. And it was just like anything that I could do, like passing out paperwork, helping people in the class, just stuff like that. I would do it during my recess time because, nobody really hung out with me because I was kind of the weirdo. and I was severely picked on. And that'll kind of play a role later on in the story. So, you know, I figure, you know, why not go into teaching? So that's what I decided. You know, I really want to be a teacher. I want to be an English teacher, not a math teacher, because I don't like math. I'm not good at it. To train soon after Megatron when I had money. And, you know, I was sitting pretty comfortable. And, you know, of course, I was a dummy and spent it all. So save your money if you can. Don't go to Banana Sandwich with your choices. You know, stuff for you here and there is okay, but just, you know, be careful. There's a certain show, What Would You Do? The public would, well, yeah. No, yeah, and I wish, you know, I wish he was on there, but he wasn't. What happened is I did professional, you know, I did some fun with the mermaiding because I went to my local pool, and they only let me swim like one time in my fabric tail. And my fabric tail was a lot of fun. I had a really good time. And I interacted with kids, and it was actually very easy and very fun. You know, it was very comfortable. You know, it was very, very fun, you know. So I enjoyed that. And so I sat there going, okay, well, what job can I do to get this feeling again? You know, the feeling of helping others. And again, at this point, I had been let go of Pegatron. I had been doing just some fooling around with the mermaid tail for about a year, you know, or a half of a year. And so I decided to do a GoFundMe. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people don't support a plus-size mermaid. Now, I am a bigger mermaid. I am 235 pounds. I'm 5'6", so you can kind of see where I lie. I'm not the thinnest person in the world, but I still love doing it. I still love performing. I still love working with kids. I still love doing everything I can to push myself. So anyway, so what happened is I sat there, you know, thinking, and I started the GoFundMe because I had heard, you know, this mermaid market was huge. I mean, it's a big market. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to throw my hat in the ring and see what happens. Well, you know, after years of being told I couldn't do it, after years of being told that, you know, I'm not pretty enough, I am too overweight to do it, I won't succeed. Those were very hurtful. Those ones still ring in my head. That one was hard because I had when bullies would tease me, they always tease me that, you know, when I had ketchup on my shirt or something like that. So it was really stupid stuff. But, you know, it affected me. And it played a role until middle school. And middle school, I had a main bully, and then I had like the little gang behind him. And he would throw my lunch in the garbage can and make me dig for it. Thank goodness it was in baggies, because I was like, I'm not dealing with this. And then he would kick around my backpack, playing keep away with my backpack. Whisper bad things to me as I'm trying to study and trying to learn, and making me react so the teacher heard me and not him. And, you know, I got sent to a thing called a timeout table, which was literally a table in the corner of the room, not facing the whiteboard, and literally I had to turn around just to see the board. So basically I was facing the wall in a corner of the room, and it was horrible. But the thing was, it wasn't my fault. It was my bully that always put me there. So The only person that really heard my pleas was my science professor, Mr. DeWolf. God bless him. He was amazing. And a substitute English teacher by the name of Mr. Welcome. I don't know first names because I would thank them personally because they helped save my life. Because they saw my bullying and stepped up. They stepped up their game. And so what happened is these bullies would tell me, you know, I'm ugly, I'm not pretty and all that. And of course I knew by that time, you know, I was different. I wasn't like the normal kids. I liked different things. I was kind of a nerd, you know, and I still am proud. I'm now proud to be a nerd because it makes me different. But back then, you know, I really didn't know what to do with myself. So I started thinking thoughts of suicide. Stupid, I know, but when that happened, I lost everything. I didn't know who I was. I was alone and scared, and I just felt miserable. There was nothing I could do. And so my mother was the one who saved me. My mother was the main reason I'm alive today, and is the main reason I'm alive today. Nothing happened to her. But my mother was so brave. She quit her job for me. She homeschooled me and protected me from any harm. And, you know, and we were happy, you know. However, you know, I started to notice that I was a little different than, you know, all the middle school kids because they had proms or junior proms or, you know, whatever. And so I was missing out on those opportunities, but instead I got to go on some really cool, you know, field trips. I got to do like a private family visit to Alcatraz. Now, every family visit, like if it was a historical place or not, I had to write a paper about it. So, I mean, it wasn't that bad. But it was really fun. And so when I entered high school, you know, I was a new person. It was a brand new experience to me. I never felt happier. And so what happened is when I entered high school, I began to kind of change myself. You know, I presented myself in a more formal fashion until people got to know me, and then it was, you know, I knew everybody. And so it was interesting because I started making friends, and I didn't understand why I was suddenly making friends, but I did. I made lots of new friends, and I continue to make friends, you know, to this day. But, you know, through all the traumatic, through all of the negative, through all of the spite and the hate toward myself, which I still have. I mean, I'm not going to say I don't hate myself, because there are times I do. But I hate myself, but I also love myself. You know, I love the person I've become. I love the kind and caring nature that I have. Granted, there's a time and a place for it, but, you know, it's what happens. So, in the meantime, jumping to the future, jumping to a somewhat current me, I was, at the time, I was looking to make a silicone tail. I had had friends help me. I'd had people help donate to me. And unfortunately, the tail that I had would split apart. So really, it wasn't a good quality. And it was very itchy. It left a rash on my legs. It was bad. So I decided, you know what? I'm just going to kind of throw in the towel. You know, this really was a good dream, but it's not going to happen for me. Well, I had a miraculous thing happen. and it kind of spurred me to continue to do what I want to do. And that was Lifetime Television, which is a television network, found me and asked me if I wanted to do a program. Well, it's for a segment that they follow people around for a year, you know, to see if they make their goal. And they wanted to follow me around because I was training to be a professional mermaid, and, you know, just to see, if you could do that. So at first I thought it was a practical joke. I thought, this really can't happen to me. There's no way that this is going to happen to me. And they emailed me through GoFundMe. And they said, we're interested in you. And so I said, this has got to be a joke. This is just a really bad practical joke. And it's very funny, but I'm not, if it is real, then I will do it. But, I don't know what to say other than that. Well, it turns out it was real. And I flew down to LA. I got to meet some very interesting people. I got to see so many things on my journey and do so much. And I was really lucky. And I am extremely lucky still. And so, all it takes is just putting you got to put your name out. You got to reach. You got to do stuff that's unconventional. And that's what I did. I was looking for something that wasn't the norm. And the norm being, a desk job that's, sitting and typing away at a computer, a state job. Off topic, but where are you going? Spoiler alert, you did it. Yes, spoiler alert, I did do it, yes. I'm going home. I'm almost home. And so, I'm not going to let you guys meet my parents because they're really not YouTubers, so I'm not going to expose you guys to that. But, and I'm sorry for the odd camera angle because I'm actually using a hands-free device. It's actually in my air conditioning unit, so that's why the weird angle. But spoiler alert, yes, I did do it. I got to meet so many people. I got to meet Kat Deely, who is a British actress and performer. Well, I won't say performer, but she was a host of the British version, So You Think You Can Dance. She was also on The Simpsons, I think twice, maybe, not sure. But she was, she's an amazing human being. I love her. She was just so funny. And, the memories that I have with her, just her, will stay with me for the rest of my life. And the others will as well. So, when I did it, I didn't know that I would be jumping in feet first into this wild and crazy year. And, it wasn't bad. It was really fun. And granted, yes, at first I hid it from my parents. I hid it from them for like half of the year. And I did a really good job until my aunt fessed up and told my dad. And Dad wasn't too happy. Of course, if you lie to your parents, they won't be happy anyway. However, what I had done was, because I knew their reaction was going to be what I expected, I decided not to tell them because I knew they would either tell me no, or they would tell me, they would try to stop me, and I wasn't going to let them. Because I knew that to do this and to really start my career, I knew what I had to do, and I had to get it done. So, what I did was, as I fessed up, I said, you know what, yeah, I'm doing this year-long journey into becoming a professional mermaid, and over time, Mom simply said, near the end of the journey, she goes, I can't wait till this thing's over. which, you know, I could agree, because I was tired of, you know, recording journals. I was tired of doing things. I was tired, you know, and it was exhausting, but it was fun. It really was. So, the reason why, though, I chose mermaiding of all things, I mean, I could have done something interesting, but I figure that A, it was the most interesting thing I could think of because it was popular, but B, the biggest thing that I had was my body type. I mean, I wanted to set a very positive image that no matter how big you are, how thin you are, how, you know, what people tell you is not true. You know, you need to be comfortable with you, and you need to be comfortable with you alone. You need to feel happy about yourself enough that way you can go out into the world and say, you know what, I can do anything. And that's, you know, that's the message I wanted to give. And so that's why I have my, you know, I have my mermaid videos up on YouTube. I am not afraid of, you know, I'm not afraid of failure. I'm not afraid of people anymore. I'm not afraid of what people may say to me. And yes, you do get the occasional comments of nice boobs or whatever, but, you know, you gotta overlook those guys, because for every guy that's out there, there's a few that actually know the dangers of what mermaiding is. And the dangers are real. I mean, it's a very, very scary thing. I mean, there's the possibility of drowning, there's the possibility of cramping up and drowning, then there's the possibility of just covering everything. And you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, you know, this is scary. So, you know, I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little background on me. And I know this video isn't the greatest, so I apologize. But I just wanted to kind of talk with you guys and, you know, just let you guys a little bit into my backstory and why I chose what I did. Why I picked the career field that I did with mermaiding and with intercare and with everything that, you know, that I've made in my life, the choices that I've made. And, you know, if you guys have any questions for me personally, please leave them down in the comments below and click that link or click that subscribe button and just, you know, enjoy the videos on my channel. If you guys want to see more, please leave a like or a comment in any one of my videos and I'll get it, saying that this is something that you want to see more of. I really appreciate you guys, and I just want, again, 120. I mean, or more at this point. I mean, I don't even know how many people I have, but all of you, to every one of my subscribers, thank you. And I hope to keep you in the future as a subscriber, and just to have you see me grow as a professional and have you see me grow as a person worthy of your sub. So thank you guys so much again, and I will catch you all in the Riptide. Take care. Bye-bye.